Hello, welcome to Turtle Flow Tribe. I'm going to turn off my YouTube. How's everyone? Welcome to another episode of Yogi Tea Time. I am Stephanie, and I would also like to welcome anyone that's new and all those that subscribed recently. And today I am drinking dandelion tea. So I'm just gonna salute to you. So this is an afternoon tea break to just give you time to pause and have some conversation, relaxing organic conversation. I'm gonna be, this is not sponsored, but this is organic roasted dandelion root by Traditional Medicinals. And the dandelion root tea, they're great for liver support and healthy digestion. So the liver is associated with removing toxins from our body, and there's no caffeine. So you always want to consult your doctor before drinking any herbal tea. So if you're watching this on a replay, also welcome. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and thank you if you have. And let me know where you're tuning in from. And let me see. Yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from and what tea you're drinking. So when you buy tea, you want to make sure that it's organic and it's sustainably sourced, ethically sourced. And these teas, also there's a Yogi Tea brand. So some of these healthy teas, they come with inspiring quotes on their little tea tags. So for this tea, it says, "The plants have enough spirit to transform our limited vision." And this quote is by Rosemary Gladstar. So I hope you're having a great week, great afternoon. This is August 13th. We're all already in middle of August. And I'm doing these lives every other Thursdays at 4 p.m. And feel free to either comment below or in the chat to let me know what topics you would like me to cover. And today I am going to be talking about working from home, giving you tips for working from home. But before we get started, and the first episode I did, it went long, so I'm trying to shoot for about 30 minutes for these lives, and depending on who comes on or how the chat goes, again, I'm gonna just let it be more organic. So depending on who's here, how the conversation go, it could be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, but my goal is to just shoot for 30 minutes. So before we get into the topic, I just want to encourage you to just mindfully sip your tea, and it can be a form of meditation. And you can do this with food, and basically you just want to ground, breathe deep take a couple of deep breaths in and out through your nose. So we're going to ground into the earth through your feet, through your sit bones as you're holding your cup of tea. And you can start to smell the tea. Notice what scent is present. And I don't always drink healthy teas. I mean, all tea is pretty healthy, but some have caffeine. So if you're avoiding caffeine, it might not be great for you. But I love Earl Grey. I love all types of tea. And if you want to join with coffee, this is no judgment area. So I love coffee too. So you can join with coffee if you would prefer. It's just the yoga just goes more with tea. So take a moment to tune into the plant that was seeded to grow, to become this tea that you're holding, this cup of tea you're holding. And you can think of the sun that was shining on this to help it grow. All the people that took care, put the work in to grow the plant, and then harvested, made the tea. Also, the people that transported, people who packaged, and all the grocery store employees, which they've been essential workers for us during this time. Just giving gratitude and thinking about all the people that stocked the tea, the cashier that rang this up for you. And then as you take a sip, take a very mindful sip, noticing every texture, how it goes down into your throat, all the subtle tastes, temperature. How it nourishes your body. So that's a great way to drink your tea, and you can do it very slow and sip as you get into that meditative state. And I'm actually a really fast eater, and I drink really fast, and I like to drink it when it's still hot, boiling hot. So it's a lesson and practice that I need to incorporate more myself. So a lot of times the videos that I share and the topics I talk about, I'm just as much of a student, work in progress as you. So we're all here to support each other, share what works, what's helped, and there's no wrong or right. It's about tuning in and honoring what resonates with you, what feels true to you. And that also changes from year to year, moment to moment, day to day, week to week, especially during this time. So I was guided to start these lives, whether I have 1 people, 2 people coming on, or however many people that's going to watch on the replay, to create this sense of community virtually, energetically. And I've also turned on virtual Reiki energy. So as you're watching, just receive any healing that you need, physical, mental, emotional. So now we're going to get straight into the topic of this episode, working from home. So I am a yoga instructor, Reiki master, and a meditation teacher for the last 8 years. And then while I was doing teacher trainings, I was still working. And then the first year or so, I was still working as a graphic designer and teaching all over LA. And before that, I was a graphic designer for 16 years. And during that time, I've worked from home as a freelance designer for many, many years. And I've also worked at the office as an employee and also as an on-site freelance worker. So I've experienced a lot of different dynamics as well as environment to work at. And then before I was doing graphic design, I've worked at the straight 9 to 5 office where you really get to go home right at 5, and doing office management, admin. I've also worked at a bank and in retail. And my initial career goal was to be a fashion buyer. So I was really into fashion and retail, which requires you to just stand on your feet all day. So I've had all different types of work experience in different environments, which is why it's really helpful to come from all that different perspectives. And I thought it would help to give you some tips from what I've learned from working from home when I was doing graphic design. So it's more of a creative work that I was doing, which is a little bit different than if you're just doing more logical, tangible, more admin type of work, or more cerebral, logical work. So, but I will still have some tips to help anybody. And, most professionals in the US work a lot of hours a day. So when I was doing graphic design, I worked anywhere from 8 to probably 13, 14 hours a day. And sometimes working from home. And I've also jotted down some outlines, so I will make sure that I don't forget to share some of the experiences. And so a lot of people during this quarantine time have been forced to work from home that have never worked from home before and used to very structured office setting. So this video is more for those types. And even if you've been freelancing from home for a while, I would probably have some tips from a yogic perspective just to make your life less stressful. So I'm going to be referring to my notes. So I'm going to be switching to that. And yeah. So the first, before I get into the bullet pointed tips, is in general, during this quarantine time, a lot has shifted, and it's asking us to go inward and really tune into our passions, things that you've been denying yourself of. And especially if you've been furloughed and you're getting unemployment, this is a time that you can still set some structure, time to work on learning a new skill or doing things that maybe some creative projects that you want to still show up for yourself and be self-motivated by, so that you can really change course to see where you want to go, how you can follow your passion that you've been denying. So this is a great opportunity to really do some soul searching. And I think the silver lining of this time is for that, so that you can really tune in and get really honest with yourself about what's true to you. And instead of just being driven by money, you can try to explore that. So just keeping that open mind, letting go of any limitations and expectation of yourself, and just show up and put some work in. And it's also a great opportunity to find your biorhythm. So I have this theory. This is not something that's been scientifically proven, and I haven't done any research on it enough to know, but just from intuitively speaking, and just from my experiences, I feel that we all have different biorhythm, and you can adjust to fit into the natural, to the structure that's set by the society or your work. But for most people, in the olden days, you rise with the sunrise, you go to bed with the sunset, especially when there was no electricity. And I think our body does operate more optimally, and it's healthier for you. So they always say go to bed early, get up early. And there's a lot of medical studies, but sometimes statistics are not always 100% accurate. It can be tweaked, skewed, or biased. But when I tune in, and from the experiences that I've had, some people, especially if you're a creative person, are just natural night owls. So I know for myself, I thrive the most at really late hours, like midnight to 3 a.m. And they call the 3 a.m. the witching hour. That's when all these creative ideas start, the brain can go. And then for the early risers, the 4 a.m. is really magical to get up, and or 5 a.m. whenever the sun rises, and you do the morning routine meditation and journal to get a lot of great ideas. That's how you can tune in to find your passion, or just get downloads of insights and inspirations for new projects. And when you get still and create that space for these messages to come in, that's how things can be created from a very authentic place that you are here to share with the world, to share your gifts. So that's how this idea for the Yogi Tea Time also came, in this state of a lucid dream. I teach and practice Yoga Nidra, and sometimes it'll come in your dreams. So it's nice to have a dream journal next to you. But as I said, for me, I stay up late and I like to sleep in, and I have no shame, no judgment, and I own that. So this is a great time to just kind of follow. As long as you don't have someone you have to report to at a specific time, or you have meetings set, then you have to adhere to that. But always give yourself like an hour or two, or even 5 minutes before you get going, to really do that check-in with yourself. And in Course in Miracles, one of the best morning prayer that you say is, this is by Marianne Williamson, is show me where to go, show me what to do, who to say, what to say. And it's basically, I think I just messed it up. I forgot exactly how it goes, but it's basically asking to be used for my highest good at the will of God or source, or whatever religion you're believing in. And be guided to go, say, and do what is best for that day, and listening and showing up to do so. So just take a moment to really do those kind of exploration without any judgments, limitations, and thinking about what you would do if the money wasn't a factor. And oftentimes that leads to more abundance and support. And it doesn't always have to be financial support. You will have people supporting you, And that also goes through morning rituals or evening rituals. Like I said, doing some movements or just that quick check-in. Sometimes at nighttime, you can do gratitude, all the things you were grateful for before you go to bed. And also, you can also set an intention to be shown in the dreams and have a dream journal next to you. So when you wake up, you're guided via the dream and writing it down right when you wake up so you don't forget. And then once you do that, it's a great opportunity also to make healthy food at home and save money. So you want to do your weekly shopping, and you can even prepare like overnight oats, make a shake in the morning. So having that breakfast, you can make, the morning time, tea time, coffee time, and doing that mindful drinking of coffee or tea. That's how you can also do the check-ins. So you don't always have to do like a seated formal meditation. And a big question or thing to consider is it's easy. If you really, really wanted to, you can just stay in your PJ and work all day like that. But the water does wake you up and cleanse and give you inspiration. So just taking a nice shower, and it's up to you whether you want to just wear comfortable clothing that feels like pajama and work in it all day. But I found that when you dress sloppy, your mindset is not as clear to really do efficient, good work. So I used to still get up and dress up like I'm going to work, even when I work from home. And some days that helps you. Other days you want to just wear like a comfortable lounging wear and work on the couch all day. So just check in and see what works. But in general, I found that it helps to actually like get ready, having that routine of whatever you do to get ready to go to work. You do the same thing. And then set a time to work from a designated area, your desk. And you also want to create a clutter-free sacred space. So you can even have candles, your favorite scented candles, burn sage or Palo Santo or incense, or you can spray some clearing sage water just to clear the energy. And keep it very clean, clutter-free, because when there's a lot of clutters, your mind is also very cluttered and it's hard to work and have clear mind to work, to do efficient work. You can also have flower just to bring some sense of nature into you. And it's always great and it's also nice that your dogs can be with you. I also teach doga. I'm a big dog lover. I have my dog, so it's just great to be with your dog all day. So just taking a time to breathe as throughout the day while you're working, and you can connect with your dog via mental picture or just making eye contact. And studies have shown that when you're stressed, your blood pressure goes up. Just petting your dog or cat, really, that fur really helps to calm your nervous system, and it's especially great for your blood pressure. And like I said, you can set your own hour unless you have a special meeting you have to attend or you have to report to someone. But if you're a freelance creative person, then tune in and see when you're most creative. So instead of just sitting and trying to get something done, the more you tune in and see the times that you're most thriving And it's best to do any urgent item on your priority list. So to-do list, you want to prioritize by how urgent it is to get done that day. Try to tackle those first. So the less stuff that you have to think about in the back of your mind from your to-do list, the more you can just focus and zone in. And maybe if it's something very quick that you can just get it over with, you can let it go. I mean, get them done, just be done with it so you don't have to think about it. So it's not lingering in the back of your mind. Or some things you can even delegate to someone, maybe get a virtual assistant. You can also just put it off for the next day if it's not that important. And then set the time to be really focused. So there's been studies that's been found that multitasking actually is actually less productive. So when you try to multitask, and I went to this online marketing seminar where they had us do this exercise where if you just write A to Z straight, then time it, and then do 1 through 26 straight, you will get those two lists done quicker in a shorter time with accuracy than if you went from A1, B2, C3. So try doing that exercise and see. And it really slows down, and then you make more mistakes when you go back and forth between the A and the number. I mean, the alphabet and the numbers. So multitasking is like going back and forth between the alphabet and the numbers. And so the more you practice yoga, mindfulness, it's always about being in the present moment. And when you're in the present moment, the multitasking also doesn't work. And it puts you into that 0 point zone where the most creativity happens. And creativity doesn't always mean art or music or design or writing, creative writing. It could also be finding accounting solutions, law solutions to a case, thinking outside the box, seeing things from different perspectives so that you can solve any issues. It could also be coding, mathematical problems, whatever you're stuck on. If you just give that space to focus. And I have candle flame meditation to help you focus. And then in yoga, the balance poses really helps you to increase the concentration and focus levels. So when you are doing your practices, you can incorporate those, and you will notice a big difference in your concentration level when you're working. And so just setting that block of time when you're most creative, most efficient to do the work, so that you can get more stuff done accurately in less time. And I don't know about you, but when I used to work in the office, there were always these people that are always pretending like they're working, and they're wasting a lot of time just kind of doing things at their desk, but they're not really getting much done. And it's more of like a just like a front to make it seem like they're busy and working hard. But if you really look at what they're doing, they're not really getting much done. So this is a great time. You don't have to play that kind of office games when you're working from home. So use that as an advantage so that you have more time for you to take care of your health and do more practice to help you develop more ideas, creativity, solution, get things done fast. And I have a few more. And it's also sometimes when I used to have a creative blocks and I was working from home, I would do all my like workouts and clean, organize, and then really sit to do the work. That's when I really can do great work. and I would work till really late. Once I get going, then I get in the zone. So another thing is the line gets blurred. You don't know when to stop sometimes, and you can just work for hours without eating or taking a break. So it's really important to take the break, to make sure you're breathing deep once in a while, and make sure you're not getting all the tension in your neck and shoulders, or that you're like hunched over. So one great thing you can do is do some chair yoga movements while you're once in a while for a few breaths. So what you can do is do some deep breaths sitting tall and check in with your posture from time to time. And then you can grab the back of your chair and pull forward and open your heart, shoulders back. And then take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale through your nose. Let's see how that works. This is like a cobra pose, bhujangasana, or up dog at chair, to really reverse the rounding we do, release tension in your shoulders, and then also opening space into your heart and lungs, which is so important right now. Also, you can do some like finger movements. If you type a lot, make circles with your wrists to loosen out your wrist. Another thing you can do is just kind of go one finger at a time. You want to come to that shoulder height and just pull down one finger at a time to any level that feels right for you, and breathe. This also stretches out your wrists, one finger at a time. Inhale, exhale, hold and breathe for a few breaths. And then the other finger. You can do that one at a time, arms straight. Another option is to open your arms out wide. Can't really see. Make a fist. Let me just go this way. I'm doing both hands. And press the knuckles down and breathe. And it's going to release all the tension from your top of your wrists. Relax your shoulders. And then when it gets too intense, you release and then exhale down again. Point your knuckles down, make a fist. Make tight fists. Breathe and release. So those are a couple things you can do. And you can always do some shoulder rolls and neck rolls. So those are just a few short tips I can give you right now. And I will also have a full chair yoga sequence that you can do as a whole sequence, or you can choose a pose at a time. And it comes with the PDF, and it's going to be available soon in the next week or so. So please sign up for my newsletter, totalflowyoga.com, or once I have it, I'll put it in the description box below. And again, you want to take the time to really simplify. Sometimes we get really ambitious, overly ambitious with these to-do lists. So you want to just really be honest and just kind of let go, be more easier, especially during this quarantine time. Whatever is not 100% urgent, you can just kind of put it off until the next day. Because sometimes, most of us overly get ambitious with to-do lists, thinking we can do, taking a bite of more than we can chew. So that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, or if you have any tips that you would like to share, that you've discovered from working from home. Please share in the comments below, especially if you're watching this on replay. And thank you so much for watching. And then just be grateful for the work that you get to do. However impactful you want to be. And even if you help one person, you're making a huge difference. So give yourself gratitude. And I'm just making sure that I didn't forget anything, any points. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to say is when I used to get creative blocks, sometimes just driving around helped me just get my mind clear, or it could be just taking a walk outside, just being by green grass. And I used to like looking at billboards and different things around, signs, and I was doing graphic design, movie posters and things like that. So I used to just drive around just to get into nature and get into that mind, to clear the mind. So sometimes you can do a seated meditation, sometimes it's driving, sometimes it's taking a walk, or maybe taking a run. So just giving yourself that permission to do what works for you. It doesn't have to be any conventional. You don't have to force yourself to sit at the desk from 9 to 5 to feel like you did the best work. And just knowing that you want to take care of yourself and be more efficient and utilize the time most efficiently to create maximum results. And you also want to make sure that you're doing things that bring you joy. And if you're doing work that doesn't bring you joy, then when you're more efficient, it's freeing you up more time, especially now that you don't have to commute and drive. You can utilize more time to really fuel your soul and do things to help you do that. Even if it's for 5 minutes, 30 minutes a day, or maybe you just do it once a week during the weekend. So see what creativity you can do. It could be gardening, learning a new language, or it could be just taking a nap. And another thing is I used to have pillows, and even when I worked at the office, I used to always have a nap pillow in my trunk of the car, which I still have. And I used to go into the car and take like 15-minute power naps during the break. And that was very helpful for me because I am a napper and I always wanted to live in Spain or any country that had siesta. So it's very appropriate that I'm teaching Yoga Nidra now, and I have some Yoga Nidra videos on this channel, guided meditation, yogic sleep, for those of you that's not able to get sleep. And it also helps with creativity and boosting your immune system. And some other thought just came up, but it kind of came and gone. I feel like during this time, a lot of short-term memory is very challenging at this time. And if you want to connect with me anywhere on social, my handle is Turtleful Yoga. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and also here. Again, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Please comment below any tips that helped you or whatever gave you that aha moment. And with anything, drink lots of water, and you can do meal preps and make a big pot so you can easily heat up and eat. So this is a great way to eat healthy and control your sodium intake, and using healthy ingredients, save money by eating home instead of always eating out. So I found that I was the most healthiest physically, mentally, emotionally when I was working from home. And also, that's when I was the most abundant financially too. And yeah, so there was one thing that came up when I was talking that I didn't write down, but it kind of went and left. So if I remember, I would either put it in the description or in the comment. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Today is actually the last day of Lionsgate if you follow it. So it's a day to make a intention for big dreams, let go of anything that's weighing you down or holding you back. If someone lets you go, don't cling, just let them go and keep following your bliss. And following your passion. That's what leads you to your purpose. That's what leads you to serve the world with the gift, as Marie Forleo says, that only you have. And honoring that you're all unique, but that we're all part of this oneness. And the more you connect to that source energy of oneness, even though you're home alone, working from home, you feel very connected, especially through the work you're doing. And just visualize all the people you'll be helping with whatever work you do. And thank you so much for watching this. And if you made it all the way till the end, please type sparkle. And thank you so much. I have just posted a distant Reiki healing session on a mini session right before this video. So check that out and set very strong intention. Dream big, and having a blissful manifestation without any limits. Possibilities are only limited by your imagination. So cheers to that. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, rest of your day. Namaste. And go within and find your inner sparkle.